It means we can go off and do whatever we like, eating and drinking as we wish. This is the 24th demonstration that has been given to the public from the physics department here at Cal Poly Pomona. We give them elsewhere as well, as you know. And for all of those here who are coming here prior to being admitted to the university, raise your hands, all the kids now. We have everyone raise their hands. Very good. Give them all hands. I'd like you guys to look around, you turn around, and let's have any of the faculty, the teachers here at Cal Poly Pomona, just stand up so the kids can see who they are. Faculty in the physics department, everyone stand. Okay, see these. Thank you. Now, what we're doing, we're going to show you the best of the physics demonstrations. These are the demonstrations that are most popular. And for each of these, imagine a time, guys, when physics was not understood thoroughly, even by scientists. These were the tools of tricksters and circuses. If you can make a demo like this before we have textbooks on this, you could bamboozle and fool people, and they would think that you were magic. They would even think that you were a wizard or a sorcerer with things like these. Optical illusions. Even kings would be persuaded to buy a cheap crown that was not made of gold when he thought it was. But alas, we do have the ability to describe all of the things you see here with good, simple laws and mathematics. But if you don't have your mathematics, you can't understand it. So get your math skills up. Okay? For the rest of you who are already admitted into a physics program, this will be an invitation for you to ponder why things happen. And the only reason any of this happens here is we have a fantastic staff here at our physics university. Hector Maciel is in German, it's Nachfolger, the person who steps behind Doug Johnson. The beloved Doug Johnson, who retired a couple years ago, who created many of these. Hector Maciel, then we have Jacob Eagleton, the new staff member, and Gary Lau on the far left. And then we have 2 student technicians as well as our staff supporting us with this. And so remember, let us just enjoy this. And here's to you, Hector. Thank you for your work. Let's take it away.
All right. Thank you for also coming. All my staff are going to help me, so we're all going to share all the demos and showing all the demos. Let me start first by showing this demo. As you can see, on this circle, there's a black circle right here, and there's white lines over here. There's no colors, right? But let's see, like Dr. Morales was saying, the illusions of physics. That here is going to be an illusion. So let me show you where, if you can see colors. All right. I see a red, right? There's a red brush.
No, I can't.
There's some kind of brownish right here, right? There's a greenish, bluish, right? But there's no colors. You know, if I stop it, there's no colors. But another question. How about if I turn it the opposite way? What do you guys think? About the colors?
Same way.
So the colors flip. See that? So it's kind of interesting, right? So the thing that is going on for just the color showing, in layman's term, that there is the black is hitting your eye. It's hitting, and your eye is too slow to respond. So when the white hits it, so both white and black are hitting, and it creates an illusion of a color. So it's like a lag response time in your eye, because your eyes is not fast enough to sort of distinguish the black and white like really fast. All right, that's all. That's this though.
So now I'm going to talk about the Bernoulli's principle, and you guys may have seen this before. So what do you guys think is going to happen when I turn on this blower and I put this ping pong ball on top? Think it's going to just blow out, or it's going to stay? So why do you guys why do you guys think that the ball is being blown in the air? Do you think it's being pushed by the air, or do you think it's being held in place? You think it's being blown out? Well then, why is it when I turn to the side it still stays? How does that work? So what's actually happening is the air is moving around the ball, and because it's an increase in speed of that fluid, because air is a fluid, there's a decrease in pressure, so it holds the ball in place. So I'll do that same principle, but this time we're going to kick it up just a little bit. We'll get over the crowd a little bit, maybe. Yeah. So we were trying to do it with a baseball, but you need a really large air supply to do that. Apparently, what was it? What school had?
Fullerton has a pretty awesome air system that they can float a baseball.
Yeah, there's central air can do that.
The next one I have is just a basic laser pointer. So I'm gonna need some help with the lights, so we can. Alright, so as you can see, a laser pointer, and actually a laser pointer is shooting a beam of photons to the target over there, just a beam. But in a way to display this more visually, we use a smog, like a smog zone. I'm gonna put a more prettier display, so. So you can see all the beams shooting through the gas.
So a laser is not just the end, it's going continuously through the air.
Yeah, it's continuous.
Let's get more.
Alright, so next we have Chris, he's our student assistant. He's going to show our Tesla coil, and and the awesomeness of high voltage.
This is Frankenstein.
Yeah, Frankenstein.
It's about to get weird. So, I was looking through one of the demo books that we have for the professors, and even though I've worked in the stockroom for about a year prior, it was only until I looked at this book that I realized we actually had one of these. I went nuts, because these things are awesome. These you see throughout all the old sci-fi movies. These you see, like the dueling magicians, things like that. So if we could kill the lights one more time, we'll bring it down a little bit.
It's alive!
This one's my favorite too.
That one is very scary, but very cool.
Very cool.
All right, here we have Jacob's ladder. This Jacob's ladder, I have it in my window. So when I'm not at the window, it has a service. This is my bell that I use. It's a nice little bell that I have, so people like it. They push on it and they're all wow about it. So it's pretty nice. So this is just a basic Jacob's ladder. It has a 15,000 volts. So as you can see, the spark goes up, right? So what would happen if we turn this upside down? Complete 180. Well, I have actually Jacob here. And do you guys think it's gonna go down or is it gonna go up when I turn it around?
Down.
Let's see. All right. Can you push it? Sideways. Doesn't want to go.
I'm sideways, I know.
Sideways.
Oh, I can see it slightly.
Hold it sideways.
So I can only go up when it's standing like this. And I think maybe the instructors can explain this a little bit, but I think the reason is the temperature variation. It gets hot, so it rises. Not sure. All right. So that's that. Let me clear this out.
Okay, so how's it going, everybody? So do you guys, I'm setting this up, do you guys know the difference between AC current and DC current?
No.
Okay, so whoever just said alternating current for AC is correct. So, let me just, I got it. So, DC stands for direct current. So when you think of like a circuit, it's a circle. So the current will always going the same way in a direct, in a DC, like for DC electricity. But with the AC current, it's constantly alternating. And I think for a household outlet, it alternates like 50 times per second or something. 60. It's 60? Oh. That was really close. That was really close. So let's see. You guys want to hit the lights again. So this is the DC current, and this would be the AC current powered light bulb. So we'll just see the difference. So they're both being powered at the same voltage, but look at the difference between the alternating current and the direct current. So it's not too flashy, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, it starts to go pretty crazy. It's the same exact. I can switch them from different outlets and stuff. Yeah, it's just the filament shaking around. Right. So that's pretty cool.
So one of them running through a converter from DC?
Yes. Little converter.
Will now speak.
Yes. So this demo is going to show you guys the inductive kickback. So we're creating a series circuit regarding DC battery, 1.5 volts, neon light bulb, and a coil. So as so the neon bulb, you need about 100 volts to actually ionize it, turn it on. But all we have is a 1.5 volt battery. So you're thinking, how can we turn that on using that? So what we're doing is we're generating. So we're sending current through this coil, creating a magnetic field around the coil. And as we turn off the switch, the magnetic field on the coil collapses, generating a very large voltage, thus ionizing the neon gas.
Only momentarily.
Yeah, well, it's pretty much a little spike in voltage, but it's very high. So, this always is kind of small, so what we're going to do is we're going to connect to a flash bulb. So same thing, but I advise you guys to lift up and not directly at the bulb. So there's like a ceiling, and here we go.
Oh my God.
All cameras, they use flash bulb. And that's it, guys.
There was a time when the most sophisticated machines around were actually musical instruments. So things like pianos and violins and trumpets, and they took a lot of experimental effort to get them to sound the way they sound, very pure. Even if they didn't understand why a trombone did what it did, they found out that if you make the horn a certain way, it would. So this is a demo that we use in our acoustics classes. So it's going to take some quiet and some listening.
Yeah, so we have vibrating bars, and what they do is they vibrate the air around it, creating sound. So as we hit one, you go here. Now that's very basic, but I'm actually going to demonstrate something called sympathetic resonance, causing, so as the wave around this, creating from this vibrating bar, will actually excite this vibrating bar to actually, you probably can't hear it, but we'll try, and I'll strike this, I'll stop it, and potentially you'll be able to hear this vibrating go off. Now, try it again. That's sympathetic resonance. Hope I'm saying it correctly.
The other one.
More impressive of the second one, where a different pitch.
These two actually are the same. So so if I had a different one, you probably won't hear it as much, more barely anything.
Does it work the other way? What if you strike one on the other?
Sure, we can. Yeah. I apologize. I wish it was a smaller classroom.
All right. I'm gonna put this step on this side. Can everyone see it? Yeah. All right. So in this tank, I have some heavy air on it, and I like to do this demo because it just kind of pretty neat. I'm gonna have Jacob show you that. We're gonna put some CO2 gas, so as you can see, it just floats over. Right? I don't know if you guys can see it, sort of. So I'm gonna put an aluminum ship to see if it floats in here. There's nothing. There's just heavy air in it. Let me see. I'm gonna put a bigger ship. This is a bigger ship right here. Let me see if this ship is gonna float. I don't know if it might float. It might sink. Whoa. All right. So yeah, just gas. So let me bring out the candles. I'm gonna use the same air in here to blow out some candles. So we brought some little pumpkins with candles inside. And let me guys have you put it right here at an angle. So what I'm gonna do, if you turn off the lights, I'm gonna grab a pool, see if I can do it. Oh. All right, and for this last finale, there's heavy gas in here. Don't do this at home. All right. Mr. Chris, you want to do it?
I've been waiting for this since Jimmy Kimmel.
All right. You gotta take a breath of air.
You want me to say when I got in the room? I am invincible.
Well, now
Anybody want a peanut?
all right. Alright, Jacob is next, demonstrating.
So, let's see if it's, yeah, it's empty. So when you think about dropping a coin and feather inside of a tube, which one do you think will fall faster, the coin or the feather?
Coin or feather?
You think it's going to be the coin or the feather? So there's a little red coin and a little black polka dot feather right there. So let's see. The coin falls fastest. Let's see. See, the feather floats down gently. So why do you guys think that the feather goes so much slower than the coin?
Air friction.
Air friction, maybe also density. So let's see what happens when you take all the air out of this cylinder, or most of it at least. You can never really take all of it. Where is this switch? There we go. Just gotta wait a second. So what do you guys think? I want to hear. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think they're going to fall at the same speed? Do you think the feather's going to fall faster now? What do you think? I saw your hand was raised for a second. Oh, you don't have to talk. Let's see. That should be very quick enough, right? Okay. So let's see what happens. So there's the coin and the feather. They're down there. Look. Oh, I think I need it. Yeah, they fall at the same rate. Look, the feather doesn't float down anymore. So I've taken out most of the air in this cylinder, so now they're pretty much falling at the same speed. So that's pretty cool.
So many new flows now are considered water resistant, waterproof, and such. Really, the waterproof is of gasket seal, rubber seals, and they also have little meshes around the speaker system and other parts of the phone that allows airway to go through, but not water, thus allowing your phone to be water resistant. This demo will kind of demonstrate surface tension. Just in case, hold on.
Takes very good concentration.
So pretty much, there's a little hole there that we have there. It's a very small hole, so thus allowing a little surface tension to stop water from actually pouring down. I would try with this bottle and this mesh, but I haven't had any luck with holding water, so I'm not gonna. We're trying to conserve water here, so. Yep. So what?
Hey, Gary's gonna go again.
So what we have here is a paper cup with water. If I were to blow the torch, the paper cup without water, it would just burn and messy. So I place water in there, allowing heat transfer from the paper cup to the water, allowing the paper cup to not burn and flame, and the water to actually heat up and make tea and stuff. So. So that it doesn't burn due to the water and thermal conductivity within water.
I don't believe it. Do it without water. Maybe that's not a paper cup.
We're tough here. Check it out.
We're at the top.
You have a spare cup to like sacrifice?
Burn the cup, burn the top, it'll burn.
Okay, now I can do it.
Okay. Okay, so we're gonna stick with the blow charges longer. So here I have a bunch of balls attached with wax to different types of metals coming off of this central brass component. And basically I'm going to heat up that central part so they're all getting heat at the same rate. But because they're different metals, they heat up at different speeds, and this is due to like their conductivity. So I have a copper rod, I have a brass rod, a steel rod, stainless steel rod, and then I have an aluminum rod. So which one do you think is gonna melt off first? Who thinks it's gonna be aluminum? Copper? You think copper? Who else? Who thinks aluminum? You think copper? So here we go. Let's actually find out. Let's see. Oh, it's the aluminum. Let's see next. Then they all. It was a little too close, but here I have another one.
How about your denim shirt?
My denim shirt. Let's try it again. So this is the same exact thing, just smaller. So it was the aluminum on the first one on that one. Which one do you think is gonna be next? The copper? Let's see. Ooh, the aluminum again. Go with copper. A lot of these metals are very conductive. You can really see the difference. That was the brass. Let's see. Wow. This is why we don't make our wires out of stainless steel or steel. Not very conductive. Oh. And then just one. So, thanks for watching.
Wait, which one was last?
The stainless steel.
Alright, I'm next. I'm gonna put a little target here with cups. See, I'm gonna try to shoot it down with an air cannon. I have a little air cannon right here. There's a base, I have a little handle. Perfect. Can you feel the air? Yeah. Alright.
Shoot him there.
So I'm gonna try to shoot that out, the cups out. Let's see. No. But during the summer we made a bigger one. You know, because we hired a new staff person and we had more time. And, Jacob, if you're ready.
This was funded by the Pentagon.
So while they're setting up the atmosphere cannon, I'm going to show you, this is the most flashy bit. So basically this is a magnet right here, and we have a paper clip that is magnetic, and see, it'll be held up just by the magnetic force. So when I heat it up, what do you think is going to happen?
Fall down.
You think it's gonna, why do you think it's going to fall down? Well, after, yeah, that's true. After it reaches a certain temperature called the Curie point, it loses, it's not magnetic anymore, so it'll actually fall. Let's see. I believe it's somewhere around 1400 degrees. Yeah. Yeah. See, it becomes magnetic. That's what. So it's just the heat. Yeah. So now we're gonna do this
Next one is going to be the cannon. This is our target right here. See,
It's gonna shoot that.
shoot that way. Let's flip it around. Alright. Alright, so this is our cannon. It shoots ping pongs. Although the ping pongs are kind of soft, they can do a lot of damage at high speeds. So to demonstrate that, our target is going to be those aluminum cans right there.
So everybody can see they're just normal cans. No, we're gonna be
no.
shooting a ping pong ball just
Yeah.
like this.
So this container has a little shield so it doesn't, you know, throw stuff at you. So it's already preloaded. You need
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna suck all the air out of this, just like we did in the coin feather. But instead of having a valve and releasing all of it at the end, we're gonna poke a hole in this, and all the air from the atmosphere, or not all of it, but all of it's gonna come in and try to fill that space to the same pressure as the outside atmosphere. It's gonna push the ping pong ball through the tube and into the cans. So let's see.
And for this one, we're gonna need a volunteer. I think I have a volunteer, right? Are you ready? No. So what you're gonna do is grab it, pop it, and they're gonna give you the okay.
So you're gonna come over here and just poke it with the scissors. What? Oh, he can't hear me. He just nod his head. So we have to wait for about 2.5 minutes of pumping. Well, like for it to be fully charged. So yeah. What? Hey, how many cans do you think it'll go through? None? One? All 3? All of them? Be very confident. Let's see. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. 25 seconds.
Pull your ears.
Just
This is gonna be loud.
poke through that thing real quick. Only went to one. Let's see.
So if you can see,
I think the ball broke.
the ball broke.
Yeah, earlier we got it to go through all three. Maybe this ball was weak. I don't know.
Right, thank you. And we have one last finale one.
See, it's just a ping pong ball. It's just a ping pong ball.
Can you put it down? Get it out. Hey, it looks like a pencil.
All right, the last one we have is that's gonna be the Eagleton cloud. So I'm gonna have my assistants pour L2 right here, and then I'm gonna pour the hot water to create an instantaneous cloud right now. You ready?
It's gonna be loud.
It's gonna be not too loud. All right. I need a countdown. 1, 2, 3. Now go with the small one. Creepy.
It's like a smoke bomb.
Okay, the kids can run around.
Water.
Thank you very much for coming. We hope you enjoy your weekend. And remember, for all of the phenomena you see here, there is a good explanation for that. We don't have it now, but come see us in office hours. Thank you.
If your mom and dad love it, you come get some.
He's like, no. Hector over you.